What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out.
What's up, losers?
To the richest buyer. They want to let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To
Crazy Sarah is my spirit animal.
haters face the world.
I see what you did there. Little Jewish reference.
Wake at the back of the pack.
She's a Jewish princess. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
And we feel betrayed. We
Oh, that was a good timer there. I can tell it's gonna be a good day. That was perfect. On the money, dude. On the money. Just got done watching the Elite Eight. I don't even know who's still in it, but I guess I can look it up.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Oh, welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. I see that, Tennessee and Houston. I thought Tennessee was still in it, but I wouldn't want to say anything stupid. But there you go. Tennessee plays Houston. Looks like Florida's already in. Duke's already in. Auburn and Michigan State, right? Yeah. That'll be the Final Four. The winner of Tennessee, Houston, the winner of Auburn, Michigan State, and then Duke and Alabama are playing right now. But they're way up, right? How much time's left in the Duke game? And then Florida and Texas Tech. Florida beat Texas Tech. Damn, look out. I used to be really into sports, and now I'm just like, I don't watch anything. I used to be such a big Virginia Tech football fan, at least college sports. I don't know. Grew out of it, I guess. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. If you want to support the show, you can do that at coldbeer.fund, which is a website right here where I'm erupting from this nice young Asian man's butthole. All the donation links are there. That's how you keep the show going. So there you go. In the Asian's ass. Is that the way we greet Itsuko now? I mean, if you say it, you're the head mod or whatever, right? Anyways, let's check out this woman first. Let's start here. I've been called out as being an idiot who doesn't know anything, that'll just lie to you. They'll just repeatedly lie to you. Say whatever I want to say. But I know the truth. My research is shit, but I also know the truth. And I'm hiding that fact from you. So there's that. I guess if you're into that, but whatever. Let's start here. This person was very upset on my take of a presidential pardon could be verbal. There's no requirement for a signature. Most courts say that you do have to have some type of token thing saying the president pardoned you, but it doesn't even have to be signed. They're still arguing over this. Somebody left a comment, still arguing over the fucking auto pen bullshit. Over the auto pen. Anyways, check out this lady. Damn. So this lady thinks that Elon Musk runs Tesla just because he loves giving back to people. Elon Musk runs Tesla just because he's a philanthropist. Here we go. I already got it.
Goes to the worker. I think there's there's no such thing as an ethical billionaire? Well, let me show
Losers.
you. I'm sure you already know that Elon is not taking a salary for Doge, but did you know that he also doesn't take a salary for Tesla? I found this graphic yesterday that shows where the Tesla money goes, and hint, it's not to Elon. The price you pay for a base model Tesla is about $45,000. Now let's see where that money goes. $30,000 of that goes to
So she's starting with a base price of $45,000, and she's gonna somehow do girl math until Elon makes no money. Let's see where she slips up.
building the car, which goes to the workers, the parts, the robots, the factory, the electricity. About $8,000 of that is a profit for Tesla, which goes to the store rent, the sales staff, the marketing, and after factoring
Wait a second. That $8,000 profit for Tesla sounds like Elon's making money with Tesla.
in this cost, there is about a $7,000 profit on a Tesla. Now, let me show you where this goes. That $7,000 does not go in Elon's pocket, and it does not go to shareholders or paying off debt. It goes to making better Teslas. So even though Elon is the CEO of Tesla, he does not get a salary, and Tesla is actually a public company. Basically, in lieu of taking a salary, Elon takes shareholder stake in the company so that
there it is. So in lieu of taking a salary, he takes more shares of the company. You know what that is, folks? A tax loophole. He literally pays himself out in shares of the company. While he has those shares and doesn't sell them, that's called unrealized gains. He's making that money. He's worth that money. He's holding that money that he could cash out at any time, but he has to pay zero taxes on it until he sells it. Then he takes those shares and says, look, Tesla's worth this much. I own this many million shares. Give me a loan to buy Twitter. Like, people can't be this dense. I saw fucking MAGA people in Florida counter-protesting no one at a Tesla dealership. People who can't afford fucking groceries, much less a Tesla, have somehow conned themselves in to being an unpaid security force at the richest man in the world, at his company. The richest man in the world has people showing up at his dealership when they can't afford to live or buy groceries or buy a Tesla for free to guard his cars. Could you imagine if a group of people, let's not make them left or right, let's make them TikTok influencers, took it upon themselves while they were struggling to pay bills, to buy eggs, to feed their family, okay? Right? And they started following around Amazon trucks and making sure that no one stole the packages off Amazon trucks. Fuck, I can't say much. I can't pass a credit check right now. Not credit shit. But most of them are like me, and the richest man in the world has convinced them to stand at his car dealership and yell good things about it. How do you talk yourself into that? The bootlicking is intense, dude.
that he can directly benefit the company itself. Now,
That's right,
I
Thomas.
agree with everything that Elon is doing with Doge, but the one thing that you can say about this man is that he is definitely not trying to steal people's money. And yes, you're going to hear a horror story every
Yes, he did try to take out a compensation package, and he was stopped.
now and then from every employer. Somebody is going to be upset with their employer. But for the most part, people who have worked for Elon for years have come out with very positive stories about his work environment. And on top of that, Elon does not believe that just because he is the CEO of the company that all the workers have to come to work and he doesn't have to show up. And we have also seen this proven with Doge, because he didn't just hire a team and put them in charge of Doge. He spends the night at the White House sometimes because he is so invested in what Doge is doing. And look,
Oh my God, surely not.
Get it. There are plenty of unethical billionaires out there, but in my opinion, who would be better to take them on than another billionaire? If you're going to take someone on, you got to.
So because Musk controls the board, the judge basically said that the entire package, his compensation package, was deeply flawed, and that the package was completely void because he controls the company's board. He tried it in 2018. It was rejected by a court. He tried it in 2024, rejected by a court. The judge told him, like, just because shareholders vote on it doesn't eliminate, like, this conflict of interest. You control the board. It's tied up in Delaware court right now because almost every big company is incorporated in Delaware because of the insane tax breaks and shit they get there. So it's tied up in Delaware court.
To be playing at the same level. And Elon has proven time and time again that not only is he playing on the same level.
Okay. So she tells us he doesn't take a salary for dough. She sleeps on the office floor. He doesn't make any money at Tesla, only millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in shares. Somehow he became the wealthiest man in the world, but he doesn't ever take any money, right? What do you think? She also has a second confirmation of how good Elon is. What do you think it is, chat? Look at her, right? Nose ring, blue hair. What do you think the second thing that confirms that Elon is a good guy is? First of all, he doesn't ever take any money. He just somehow became the wealthiest man in the world. No one knows how. He's never been paid a dime for anything. What is the second confirmation she will have here that Elon is such a good guy? She even says, go check out my other video where I did this to prove how good he was. Let's see.
He's actually playing above them because he is an actual humanitarian. And if you don't believe me, I also specialize in astrology. And
so she says you have to be a billionaire to play with billionaires. So, like, to call out billionaires, we couldn't have, like, a fraud investigator, right? Or someone who does this everywhere. We couldn't have that. You have to be a billionaire to call out billionaires.
Take them on than another billionaire. If you're going to take someone on,
oh, I didn't back up far enough.
Ethical billionaires out there, but in my opinion, who would be better to take them on than another billionaire? If you're going to take someone,
it's almost like who would be better to call out a billionaire than a billionaire? It's almost like they're part of a club that are going to protect each other that we can't be a part of. Chat, do you have an option to become one of the billionaires? We could just say, hey, billionaires watch other billionaires, and they're going to keep it 100%. But if I wanted to check on the billionaires, I can't do that. Why? Because I can't become a billionaire.
on, you got to be playing at the same level. And Elon has proven time and time again that not only is he playing on their same level, but he's actually playing above them because he is an actual humanitarian. And if you don't believe me, I also specialize in astrology, and you need to go and watch the video where I broke down his birth chart because that will show you exactly the type of person that Elon Musk is.
Astrology. The second one was astrology. She breaks down his birth chart and says that'll show you exactly the type of person Elon is. She uses the stars and where they were on the day that he was born to tell you how good a person Elon is. If this video doesn't convince you, I do astrology, and you got to see where I did his birth chart. That'll definitely convince you.
And not only is he playing on their same level, but he's actually playing above them because he is an actual humanitarian. And if you don't believe me, I also specialize in astrology, and you need to go and watch the video where I broke down his birth chart because that will show you exactly the type of person that Elon Musk is.
Holy fuck. Like, I know that to make money on TikTok as a MAGA content creator, you have to just keep coming up with the most radical fucking shit to brainwash the people that follow you. But this is next fucking level. First of all, Elon Musk takes the fucking stocks so that he doesn't have to pay taxes. That's a loophole. That's a loophole the billionaires do so they don't have to pay taxes.
It's literally called unrealized gains. And what you do is you go and say, okay, Tesla's worth $100 million. I own 10% of the stock. So I'm worth $10 million. I want a $10 million loan, right? That's what they all do. And they don't have to pay taxes on that until they sell that stock. It's unrealized gains. There was Kamala Harris mentioned something about trying to find a way to tax unrealized gains. It was incredibly unpopular, not so much on social media, except by the people that are controlled by gigantic billionaires, right? So Elon Musk wasn't in favor of it. Donald Trump wasn't in favor of it. So their cronies had to be not in favor of it. It wouldn't affect any of us.
Maybe fucking know that if you knew anything about it. But second, he gets those stocks and then he can use those stocks to leverage them so that he can get loans to buy more shit. He's not just running a company and making no fucking money from it. That is insanity to think. But you judge the fucking
Gotta
billionaires.
start taking stock instead of the Twitch payout. Yeah. Hell, I might as well. The Twitch payout is shit now.
Character based off of their fucking astrology, apparently. Gotta love the facts over feelings fucking crowd. So what has Elon Musk done that's unethical and not humanitarian at all? Let's see, he participates in union busting in his company. There have been widespread reports of racial discrimination within his company that he obviously doesn't take care of because he's against the woke agenda. His wealth started from an emerald mine taking advantage of basically fucking slaves in South Africa. The batteries that he makes are made through fucking mine slave labor, and they are also terrible for the environment. So is SpaceX terrible for the environment.
I honestly, I don't know this about most people. I think Elon Musk hates black people. I really do. I know there's going to be the good ones that he's friends with that are, he would call them the good ones because they're literate and they're composed and they sound just like a good white educated person. But the way that he talks about South Africa, he hates black people, I think.
Took away Starlink from the Ukrainians in the middle of the war just to fucking play political game. He paid the most money any single person's ever paid to basically buy this fucking presidency so that he could serve his own agenda. He's right now offering to pay people money in order to buy an election in a state Supreme Court run. He bought one of the biggest social media platforms so that he could spread hate speech. He literally gets in online fights with video game streamers claiming that he's one of the best video game players when he actually pays people to play the video games for him. Everything about Elon Musk is egotistical, narcissistic, and a pathological liar. There is nothing fucking ethical about this man or worth fucking putting on a pedestal. You have to be
ethical billionaires. I don't know that you might be more ethical once you're a billionaire. I don't know that you get to be a billionaire and make ethical decisions.
the biggest fucking bootlicker that there ever was to have this kind of take.
You think there's no such thing as an ethical billionaire?
All right, let's read this. A Delaware judge has again voided what would be the largest executive compensation package in history. So twice now, he's tried to give himself she's like, he doesn't even take money from Tesla. He's tried to give himself twice now, in 2018 and in 2024. He's tried to give himself the largest CEO executive compensation package in history. A Tesla pay plan for CEO Elon Musk, valued at $101.4 billion, $101 billion, 33 times larger than the previous record, also held by Elon Musk. The December 2024 ruling stands despite Tesla shareholders recently approving the package, which has almost doubled from its original $56 billion value because of the company's soaring stock price. For context, the package's current value exceeds the market cap of 4/5 of the S&P 500 companies. The ruling has implication not only for Musk's wealth, but for how corporate America approaches executive compensation. In 2018, Tesla's board and then shareholders approved a compensation plan for Musk worth up to $56 billion at the time. The performance-based package granted Musk stock options contingent upon achieving specific milestones related to Tesla's market cap and operational targets. Each milestone unlocked additional stock options, aiming to align Musk incentives with the company's growth. Notably, Musk would not receive a salary or any cash bonuses as CEO, emphasizing a commitment to Tesla's long-term success. In January 2024, Judge Kathleen McCormick of the Delaware Court Chancellery rescinded Musk's compensation package. The court found that Musk had engineered the landmark pay package in sham negotiations with directors who were not independent. Right? You can't go to the board of directors to negotiate your pay when you control them, leading to a deal that was unfair to shareholders, including those who were plaintiffs in the lawsuit. The board never asked the $55.8 billion question, the judge wrote. Was that plan even necessary for Tesla to retain Musk and achieve its goals? She called the deal unfathomable, citing the following reasons. Conflicts of interest. The court found that Musk improperly controlled the board process during the negotiation for the 2018 pay package, compromising the board's independence. Material misstatements. Tesla's proxy statement contained multiple material misstatements regarding the pay package vote, which the judge deemed misleading. Excessiveness. The package, valued at $56 billion and now worth $101 billion, was deemed unreasonably excessive, even as compensation for meeting ambitious targets. In its latest ruling, the court noted that allowing companies to reset decisions through later votes would undermine judicial accountability and encourage interminable litigation. The flaws in the initial approval process could be remedied retroactively, she argued. So she's saying you can't just vote on it again. And I ruled it was bullshit, or a judge ruled it was bullshit. You can't just vote on it again and say, hey, what? Now we're good. $350 billion, Elon Musk. Tesla's lawyers say they plan to appeal the Delaware Supreme Court in a process that could last a year. If the appeal fails, any new compensation agreement would likely require explicit shareholder approval and could involve even larger sums given Tesla's increased valuation. Even without this compensation, Musk is estimated to be worth over $400 billion as of February 2025. If the plans were reinstated, Musk's net worth would increase by 30%. Bolstering his lead over fellow billionaires as the world's wealthiest individual. The bulk of Elon Musk's wealth comes from its ownership stake in automotive company Tesla. As of February 4th, 2025, approximately $158 billion of his $418 billion net worth comes from Tesla. A significant portion of his wealth also comes from his ownership in a space company, SpaceX. His value in SpaceX is $136 billion. The remainder of Musk's wealth comes from other companies he is involved in, such as XAI and X Corp. That's insane, dude. That's insane. And he's firing federal employees that make $50,000, $60,000 a fucking year. That's so crazy. So crazy. People, I think when you talk about numbers that big, I don't think people even understand how big it is, right? $400 and some billion. And he's trying to give himself another 100 and some billion on top of it. I like this clip. This is from The Daily Show.
The one place the right will unequivocally protect free speech is the one place where the speech isn't actually free. Algorithms, it's speech
They'll do anything to protect free speech on social media.
Incentivized for engagement and profit. It's manipulated. It just so happens that the same process that forces you to doom scroll somehow also draws you into Republican ideology. Social media is a machine designed to stimulate the reptilian parts of your brain that would otherwise beg you to go outside. It's like being impressed that casinos give out free food. It's not free. Social media isn't the town square open forum of ideas. It's got a plan.
In the summer of 2019, Facebook created a fake account for a 41-year-old mom. They called her Carol Smith.
Oh, no.
Started off by liking a few popular conservative Facebook pages, but quickly dragging her down a rabbit hole of misinformation. By week 3, Carol's feed had become, quote...
But they're doing away with all this, right? Because Mark Zuckerberg now thinks that, let's just let it be. We should have tried to control this. They were making fake test accounts and seeing how quickly they would go down the alt-right pipeline. And it was within days.
A constant flow of misleading and polarizing content.
Now, Carol Smith is a completely fictional character, and yet her children have stopped talking to her. Social media isn't the same as free speech. Social media is free speech in the way that Doritos are food. It's ultra-processed. It's designed in laboratories. It's the same mechanism that somehow convinced you that you should eat a 50-story skyscraper of potato-ish. The one place...
That's right. That's the one place they'll fight to the death and call it free speech, even though it has nothing to do with the government and it's all generated through an algorithm. But because I'd called out, let's go through this. This is from PBS. Fact-checking Trump's claim that Biden pardons are void because he used an auto pen. President Donald Trump claimed some of former President Joe Biden's pardons are invalid because Biden used an auto pen, which, by the way, they're using the wrong data to even figure out if he signed these or not. They're using the Federal Register, which always populates the same signature every time. But let's not even get to that. Let's claim he did use the auto pen. The pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact they were done by auto pen, Trump wrote on March 17th on Truth Social. He referred to Biden's pardons of congressional members who served on the committee that investigated Jan 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. It's uncertain as to whether Biden used an auto pen, a mechanical device that used a robotic arm with a pen attached, to sign the pardons, yet Trump also claimed that Biden did not sign the pardons and did not know anything about them. Trump's post followed his statements days earlier criticizing Biden's use of the auto pen. Everything was signed by auto pen, almost everything, Trump said March 13th. Nobody has ever heard of such a thing. Biden is not the first U.S. president to use an auto pen. Presidents Barack Obama, John F. Kennedy, Thomas Jefferson used auto pens or mechanized signing devices. We found universal agreement among legal scholars that the Constitution does not require a pardons direct human signing. And subsequent judicial decisions and legal memoranda support auto pen's use for similar purposes. Legal scholars also agreed that there is no constitutional mechanism to overturn pardons once granted. A White House press office spokesperson referred to PolitiFact to Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt's March 17 comments that were in response to a reporter asking the White House attorneys had told Trump he has the legal authority to reverse Biden's pardons because of the auto pen. Leavitt did not directly answer the question because that's what they do, but said the president was raising the point that did the president even know about these pardons? Was his legal signature used without his consent or knowledge? When we asked the White House whether Trump ever used an auto pen, a spokesperson pointed to Trump's comments to reporters the previous night on Air Force One. I never use it. I mean, we may use it. What? I never use it. I mean, we may use it as an example to send some young person a letter because it's nice, but to sign pardons and all the things that he signed with an auto pen is disgraceful. The pardon portion of the Constitution, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1, says the president has the power to grant pardons. Well, we can just read the fucking thing. Hold on. The president shall be commander-in-chief of the Army, Navy of the United States and of the militia of the several states. When called into the actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon a subject relating to duties of their respective offices, and he shall have the power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. Where does it say that he has to sign it? Where does it say he can't use an auto pen? It doesn't even require his fucking signature. It doesn't even require a signature at all. We sign things because we like to think, oh, that makes it official right there. It doesn't even require a fucking signature at all. Back to it. But makes no mention of sign or signature. More than half a dozen constitutional law experts told PolitiFact they see no restriction in the Constitution on the use of auto pen. The president possesses the power to pardon, but there is no specification, unlike for signing of bills, that this pardon be in writing. Hence, it is not clear that a signature would even be required, as a decision to pardon could be oral rather than written. By comparison, Article 1, Section 7 says that bills that pass the House and Senate shall be presented to the President for the United States. If he approves, he shall sign it. And even there, where it says if he approves, he shall sign it, literally, courts have already ruled that the auto pen is okay. Franco Bowman, University of Missouri, law professor, pointed to images of pardons from Abraham Lincoln's presidency, which sometimes do not match each other, nor do they match Lincoln's documented signature elsewhere. That's because in the 1800s, the Secretary of State or one of his functionaries often prepared and signed pardon warrants in the name of the president. So you're going to go back at least since Lincoln, and start nullifying pardons? But Will's research sucks. He won't tell you that. It says, if he approves, he shall sign it. Yeah, they've already ruled that the auto pen's okay for that. And that has nothing to do with pardons. Often prepared and signed pardon warrants in the name of the president. Below, signatures on pardons issued by President Abraham Lincoln that were recorded by his Secretary of State or designee, not Lincoln himself. So you see all these different signatures. These signatures don't even fucking match, right? But if we go down here, here's his actual signature. A. Lincoln. Not Abraham, not this fucking fat Abraham. Like, these signatures don't even match. In 2005, during George W. Bush's presidency, the Justice Department Office of Legal Counsel wrote a memo to the President's Counsel about the legality of using an auto pen to sign bills. Now, we're outside of pardons now. Now we're talking about bills because they also brought this up in the comment. The President need not personally perform the physical act of affixing his signature to a bill he approves and decides to sign in order for the bill to become law. Rather, the President may sign a bill within the meaning of Article 1, Section 7, by directing a subordinate to affix the President's signature to such bill, for example, by auto pen. The Justice Department memo also said there are practical reasons for a president to use an auto pen, such as when he is away from Washington, D.C., or wants a law to take effect immediately, for example, to avert a government shutdown. The DOJ opinion does give Biden cover here, Michigan State University law professor Brian Kalt said. In 1929, Office of the Solicitor General memo within the Justice Department said a pardoned man should be given a token to show he was pardoned. However, that need not have the president's autograph. If it shall bear the facsimile signature and be certified by an official having charge of the records as having been issued by the president or his direction, that shall be sufficient. Most recently, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit said in 2024 ruling that nothing in the Constitution restricts the president's exercise of the clemency power to commutations that have been rendered through a documented writing. Legal experts agree that nothing in the Constitution or law permits pardons to be reversed. Pardons are final and irrevocable. Kalt said. In an 1869 ruling, a federal court wrote, the law undoubtedly is that when a pardon is complete, there is no power to revoke it any more than there is power to revoke any other completed act. We need to tell Trump about some of that. Making the argument that pardons can be reversed is a risk for Trump himself. Even under Trump's conception of unlimited presidential power, a future president could undo anything he did. And I assume he would not be happy with that. I don't know. I don't even think he'd care. Like, if the next president that gets elected unpardons all the Gen 6 people, he doesn't give a fuck, right? He already used them for what he needed to use them for. Trump issued pardons for January 6 defendants. Presidents historically have not personally signed grants of pardons for every individual they granted clemency to. They make it seem like every president who's ever issued a pardon ever before has signed it, and then Biden did something different because he was in a fucking coma and somebody else just started writing shit. That's not true. It's a long-standing tradition that other people fucking sign it. This is crazy. Notably, when granted in large batches such as mass amnesties following wars, said Dan Coble, a Capitol Law School professor. Claims started with Heritage Foundation entity. Trump's autopin claims followed posts earlier in March by the Conservative Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project. Whoever controlled the autopin controlled the presidency. The Oversight Project wrote March 6 on X. The Oversight Project wrote that it gathered documents with Biden's presidential signature and found all use the same autopin signature except for his announcement that he was dropping out of the 2024 race. The Oversight Project posted about the autopins about a dozen times in a week, dubbing it the autopin scandal. One post displayed signatures for multiple pardons issued on January 19th on his final day in office. That was the day he pardoned lawmakers who served on the Congressional Committee to investigate Jan 6. The National Archives told the fact-checking website Snopes that official documents published in the Federal Register use a copy of the president's signature provided by the White House at the beginning of his administration. So basically, they weren't even using that, right? They weren't even using his actual, even if it would have been his own wet ink signature, it still wouldn't show up on the Federal Register. Go be dumb somewhere else. Shut the fuck up, Rochelle. God damn. I've done all the ignoring I'm going to fucking ignore. Go fucking eat a brick. Hegseth's younger brother is serving in a key role as liaison and senior advisor inside the Pentagon. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's younger brother is serving in a key position inside the Pentagon as the Department of Homeland Security liaison and senior advisor, Hegseth's office confirmed. The high-profile job has meant meetings with a UFC fighting champion, a trip to Gitmo, and right now traveling on the Pentagon 747 aircraft as Hegseth makes his first trip as Defense Secretary to the Indo-Pacific. Phil Hegseth, official title, is Senior Advisor to the Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security and Liaison Officer to the Defense Department, spokeswoman Kingsley Wilson said in a statement Thursday. Phil Hegseth, one of a number of talented DHS liaisons to DOD, is conducting touch points with the U.S. Coast Guard officials on the Secretary's Indo-Pacific trip, which includes stops in Hawaii, Guam, Philippines, Japan, Wilson said in response to a query by AP. Border security, the responsibility of DHS, has been highlighted as one of the top priorities for President Donald Trump, and thousands of U.S. troops have been deployed to the border to assist DHS with curbing illegal immigration. Might as well. It's common for the Defense Department and other federal agencies to have liaisons. Each military branch sends liaisons to Capitol Hill, the Pentagon, State Department, and others all use interagency liaisons to more closely coordinate and keep tabs on policy. But it's not common for those senior level positions to be filled by family members of the cabinet heads, says Michael Failings, a managing partner at Tully Rickney PLLC, which specializes in federal employment law. Based on Phil Hegseth's publicly available resume, his past experience includes founding his own podcast production company, Embassy and Third, and working on social media and podcasts at the Hudson Institute. Seems legit. It's not the first time Phil Hegseth has worked alongside his older brother. When Pete Hegseth was CEO of Concerned Veterans for America, a nonprofit that fell into financial difficulty during his time there, he paid his brother $108,000 to do media relations for the organization, according to federal tax records. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security confirmed Phil Hegseth's job title and said this interagency mission is part of Mr. Hegseth's preview, presumably meaning purview. God damn, they don't even know the words to say. DHS said Phil Hegseth, while on the Indo-Pacific trip, has been meeting with representatives from Homeland Security Investigations, the law enforcement arm of the department, and other DHS components and interagency partners. The Pentagon did not respond to a request to interview Phil Hegseth. Neither the Pentagon nor the Department of Homeland Security has responded to queries about his qualifications for the job. It would be, somebody just said his drinking buddy, his beer buddies from high school. That would be better than his brother, honestly. That would be better than his brother. Because even though it's like a form of nepotism, at least it's not his fucking brother. He has been his brother's closest ally, appearing alongside him throughout his fraught confirmation process in the Senate. In photos, Pete Hegseth walked the halls of Congress. Phil Hegseth is often right there by his side. He now has offices just down the hall from him along the Pentagon's E-ring, according to a U.S. Official familiar with the office location who spoke on the condition and anonymity to discuss sensitive matters. Photos posted by the Defense Secretary's official Flickr account show Phil Hegseth at the Secretary's table as he met with officials or high-profile guests, including Ultimate Fighting Championship champion Conor McGregor this month. He traveled to Gitmo, Cuba, with Pete Hegseth in February. A 1967 federal nepotism law prohibits government officials from hiring, promoting, or recommending relatives to any civilian position over which they exercise control. An image of the office organizational chart obtained by the Associated Press shows Phil Hegseth and a small group of officials directly beneath his brother, with Phil Hegseth labeled as a senior advisor to the Defense Secretary. Further review of Phil Hegseth's hiring would be needed to determine if it ran afoul of the nepotism laws, but it does not pass the smell test. However, if he is wholly employed by DHS, that would avoid... So basically, he's a liaison from DHS to DOD. So he just got his brother hired by a different company to work right beside him every day. Would avoid nepotism violation unless it can be shown that Pete Hegseth was involved in the hiring and or asserted his authority to help hire his brother. Why else would his brother get hired? If Pete Hegseth had no say in this, why would a guy who does podcasts be hired for this position? Would you guys be surprised if I was hired for this position? I sure as fuck would, because I'm not qualified. I do podcasts. I've helped other people start their podcasts. I used to get paid to show people how to set up fucking OBS. That was my job. I did social media, just like he did social media for the Veterans Organization. I did it for car lots. Wouldn't you be surprised if I was like, hey, I'm the top liaison for Homeland Security to Pete Hegseth at the DOD? That's the only reason he got hired, to work with his brother every day. DHS did not immediately respond to a request for comment on whether it wholly employs Phil Hegseth or whether he is paid, and if so, at what federal pay level. There are also some exceptions to the nepotism law for the president's office. In his first term, Trump appointed his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, to serve as a senior advisor. When he was president, Bill Clinton named First Lady Hillary Clinton to serve on his healthcare task force. In the Biden administration, Jake Sullivan served as national security advisor to the president, while his brother, Tom Sullivan, was the counselor of the State Department. So the executive branch has carve-outs in it for nepotism thing, but nowhere else does. This shit's insane. I don't know whether to laugh or fucking cry, dude. They don't give a fuck about nothing, man. Nothing. They don't give a fuck. They're going to do what they're going to do. Bessent opens door to Russian return to major international banking system. Remember when we were talking about Russia's economy is on a war footing, okay? And they can't stop that. Their economy would probably collapse if they just shut down the war right now, shut down the war manufacturing, and brought all those highly skilled combatants back home, and they found weapons. And I said that I think the Trump administration is probably going to allow them to have a soft landing. Release some of the sanctions, let them back in the banking institutes, like make it as easy on Russia as they can, because they don't want Russia to collapse. Trump doesn't. That's his buddy. They've been through a lot together. Bessent has been talking about allowing them to return to SWIFT. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on Wednesday did not rule out allowing Russian banks to rejoin the SWIFT international payment messaging system as negotiations continue on an end to the war in Ukraine. But the White House would need backing from Europe to restart it. How much backing you think they got in Europe now that the Signal chat leaked, where they're like, fuck it, Europe's lazy and we're doing this for them. I hate it. I wish we didn't have to do this for them. There would be a long discussion about many things in terms of proper ways to bring Russia back in the international system. But I think this is premature to discuss the terms of a deal before we have a deal. The Biden administration helped lead the push to remove some of Russia's largest banks from SWIFT, an international system that allows financial institutions from all over the world to communicate transaction information, shortly after the country invaded Ukraine in early 2022. Anything Biden did, they've got to undo. Even pardons, apparently. I think Russia has pushed for one of its top banks, Rosselkhaz Bank, to be reconnected to the system in exchange for the implementation of a ceasefire in the Black Sea. I think everything is on the table. And as you mentioned, part of the national security effort that Treasury does is through the financial operations, is through our sanctions, is through sanctioning individuals, banks, and countries. But the European Union, which at this point has largely been frozen out of peace talks, and which has central banks that are among the institutions that oversee the SWIFT system, would effectively need to approve of letting Russian banks back in. And the bar is high. Anita Hipper, European Commission spokesperson for Foreign Affairs, told Politico, the end of the Russian unprovoked and unjustified aggression in Ukraine and unconditional withdrawal of all of Russian military forces from the entire territory of Ukraine would be one of the main preconditions to amend or lift sanctions. Hopefully, Europe stands strong, man. Bissett also told McCallum he hopes the White House and Kiev will be able to sign the two sides' long-awaited minerals agreement next week. Ukrainian negotiators are currently reviewing the completed document, he said. I'm sure that we will move along and get this signed quickly, he said. Might as well just go ahead and bow down. Bow down. Let them do whatever the fuck they want, dude.
This woman completely lost.
It's so fucking out of pocket at this point. Like it. Russia, my ass, dude. All I hear is you gagging on his cock.
This woman completely lost control when her true colors were exposed.
Talk and quit like that at me. You gonna put on gloves like I'm gonna race her.
On November 17th, 2024, in La Crosse, Wisconsin, when police were dispatched to an apartment complex after receiving multiple calls about a disturbance. Witnesses reported that a 55-year-old woman was shouting aggressively and making racist remarks toward bystanders. As the situation escalated, she directly
Make America great again. That's what I say.
confronted an individual spewing racially charged comments. When officers arrived on the scene, she showed no hesitation in expressing her thoughts. The man who had been targeted by her racist remarks told police that she approached him randomly, started talking about politics, and then made inappropriate comments.
Cross police, what's the issue?
So you don't have no family members left? Is that what's
She's
going
just
on?
going on about some racist.
Racist? I'm talking to you about your family members. How is that racist?
Was she saying racial things to you?
No, that's it.
I have a bunch of videos I can check, but it's somewhere along the lines of, did you see how red this country was?
Yeah. Did you not see how red this
Oh, God.
country was when they
I'll talk to you
voted?
over here.
Yeah, it's red. Is that a big thing?
You got ID on you, boss?
Not on me, but this is my car. I think it's
Can you grab it, please?
Is that a arrestable offense?
What's going on?
An offense?
Well, why are we getting calls about you?
Because he got hurt feelings.
About what?
I don't know. Ask him.
Okay. Do you live here?
No, I was walking through and he got hurt feelings. He said, hold on, I'm calling the cops. I said, okay.
What are his feelings hurt about?
Because I told him it don't matter who's president.
Oh.
The president's going to fix the country. Oh, you're prejudiced. No, I'm not. And then it went on.
I got you. Do you have ID on you?
No,
What's your name?
I ain't giving you nothing. I want to talk to the attorney.
Okay.
I want to talk to a lawyer right now, at this moment.
Do you have a lawyer?
I'll get one.
Okay.
Or boot me in and I'll find one.
What?
I'll find one.
Okay. What's your plan for the rest of the night?
Okay.
Home, that's where I was going, but he wanted me to hang out here to talk to you. Well, I don't know. He said, hang out here, I'm calling the cops. Okay. Why do you want me to talk to you? I don't know.
So what happened, man?
So I'm coming out. I'm going to get groceries, and she came up to me and she was like, "Can I ask you something?" She's like, "These girls, I was trying to talk to them. They ran inside like I was gonna." Okay, so I keep walking, and she starts talking to me about how red it is, how I'm invading.
You know, arrest me. I'll go. No problem.
Why do you want to go to jail? Did you do anything?
I don't want to go to jail. He wants me to go to jail.
Did you anything?
Weirdo.
Anything
You
physical?
Weirdo.
Did anything
You
physical?
acted stupid. Ask me a real question, ignorant fool.
Yeah, you've had quite a bit to drink tonight, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
I can smell it coming from
No, I have had a drink, but what I'm saying is you asking stupid. Like President Trump said, you a Democrat. You acting stupid, asking stupid questions.
I don't think Trump ever
He
said
asked
that.
me over here to talk to you. I come over here to talk to you.
I'd start taking videos and she's like, "No, I didn't say that." I'd take the phone down, she's like, yellow, just talking. She's like, "What are you alone in the country? Do you have your family?" It's like just absolute nonsense.
What you trying to figure out, bro?
Did anything physical happen between you guys?
No, I don't like him. He's not sexy. I'm not attracted to him.
Did you
so
punch
no.
him?
Punch him?
Yeah.
Did he punch me?
That's what I'm trying to
Why don't
figure
you go
out.
ask him?
I'm asking you.
Then I got to the point, I was like, "I'm trying to leave," and she's like, "Get in the car. I swear I won't do anything." I was like, "I don't want to touch the car."
Do you want to pursue charges?
No.
Sure.
I mean, what is the process?
It'll be a ticket.
Okay, then, yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
He did. He touched me.
Okay.
He pushed me like this.
He pushed you?
Yeah.
Did you push him?
You know better.
When officers asked if anything physical had occurred, she became even more agitated. As tensions grew,
Of course she is.
officers attempted to de-escalate the situation, but she remained combative. She refused to provide her name, dismissing their authority. Realizing there was no way to reason with her, the officers placed her under arrest for obstructing and disorderly conduct. Even as she was being taken into custody, she continued her tirade. Inside the squad car, she took things to another level, barking aggressively at the police K-9 named Rock. Officers had to repeatedly tell her to stop as she began banging her head against the interior of the car, all while continuing her incoherent rant.
Are you done talking?
How about you be done talking?
Well, you haven't given me an
Well,
opportunity
no,
to talk.
because you already took his side.
So
bring your shoulders down.
I just want-
because they don't scare me.
Okay.
Lozin, I know.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to talk to you. I'm not trying to.
La Zena, no.
Well, then talk and quit like that at me. Because it don't work. It makes me more angry.
Sounds.
When a man acts like they can dominate a woman, it's stupid.
Okay. We're just out here with you because it sounds like you were bugging some of the.
No, I was standing here. He came to me.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you made some inappropriate racial.
No, I didn't. That's what he said. I could tell you what he said. Would you believe me?
Well,
And say it sounds like she said, you said this. Bullshit.
What did he say to you?
No, it don't matter. In court of law, he said, she said bullshit. So don't bring that to me.
Well, I'm just.
Don't do it.
No.
Are you gonna? Do you have?
Don't bring it to her.
I'm not giving you ID. I ain't done nothing for you to ID me.
What's your name?
It don't matter. Ask him. He's the one that called you. You're going to put on gloves like, I'm going to arrest her. I got to put on gloves.
Well,
Is that it? Is that what you're doing?
I just like my
All right,
hands
let's
to be
go.
clean.
He wants to arrest me. Let's go. He wants to arrest me.
So what's your name?
He wants to arrest me. Go ahead.
What's your name?
I ain't giving you that.
Okay, well,
Arrest
if you don't give me your name, you're gonna go to jail.
All right, let's go.
Okay, place your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
No, I ain't giving you. Nothing wrong.
You're under arrest for obstructing disorderly conduct.
I ain't done nothing.
And I don't know if you have any bond or anything, or if you're on probation.
Take me go. We'll find out. Let's go. Where we going? All right, because I wouldn't give you my name.
I tried to give you plenty of chances to talk to me, to provide a.
Yeah, he's the one that said it, not
and
me.
I'm not going to play these games of.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so you are going to jail. There's nothing changing my mind about
I
that.
didn't say that. Serious. That's all right.
You're also going to have a no contact
Who?
here.
Where is this anyway? I don't know. What is this place?
You have a T-shirt t-shirt under this?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is this place though, for real? I'm asking. You ain't gonna tell me?
I don't know. You tell me.
She's got it figured out.
Oh.
She wants to look at my ass.
You are correct.
Oh, quit. I ain't got no guns. What are you looking for?
We have to empty all your pockets.
A what?
We have to empty all your pockets by the
Oh,
jail
yeah, I ain't
policy.
got. That's my freaking. What, you trying to get my money?
No.
I have, it's by policy, I have to.
What do you want? I ain't got no. You think I'm a terrorist? Crazy weirdo.
Yes.
You all up in my you all up in my
Don't
you all
my face.
get out and turn your camera on.
Ma'am.
You all in my
I need to.
You all in my You're in my
You're in my titties.
You're in my You're in my Oh well, that. I forgot about that. You so naughty.
Will you provide a breath sample to see how much you've been drinking?
Nope. Y'all gotta get my lawyer. I want a lawyer.
Who's your lawyer?
I want a lawyer.
Who's your lawyer? I'll call him up.
God damn.
Hey.
I don't know if she's taunting the dog or having a full conversation.
Stop.
By the way, you remember how I was telling you, like, I need to go to some of these, even if I just sit there and record because I don't want to get thrown out. I need to try to build up the courage to go to some of these, like, coffee talks with, like, your representatives or congressmen or whatever. I think they intentionally short notice like, Diane Harshberger came to our city hall, and she was, like, at the property assessor's place. They literally announced it. She was going to be there for 2 hours. They announced it 8 minutes before it started. Like, I think they do that on purpose. Right? They don't announce them like way in advance or even a day in advance. They announced it 8 minutes before it started. And she was there for, I heard, an hour and a half, but she was scheduled to be there for 2 hours. What the fuck? How the hell do you go to something like that? You're just sitting there monitoring her fucking Facebook account at all times of the day? Actually, it wasn't even on her Facebook account. It was on the county's Facebook account.
Despite her disorderly conduct, her charges were relatively minor. She was booked for misdemeanor disorderly conduct and held for 2 days before being released on an $11,000 signature bond. That's all for this video. We hope you have found this video informative.
Damn, the barking was wild, dude. What is this?
Good evening if you're joining us.
Oh, no. Not Red Step Stacker. I knew as soon as I heard the voice, dude. Is it any good?
After the live stream, then you can fast forward.
Well, her campaign didn't put any of this out at all.
Past the 7 minutes and 21 seconds to the meet.
I went to her Facebook, her Twitter, her campaign, her everything. None of that was put out. The people that announced it were like the people that worked at our local courthouse.
Videos of our announcement of this year's Redheaded Step Family Reunion. So sit back and relax. Those of you who are in the live stream, enjoy some old comedy from our movie nights, which I've been getting many requests to do again. Thank you for joining me. What you're about to
with Spook Spacey.
see is a very unique way to present public domain films to the public and raise revenue for your television station with high potential for first run syndication. Everything is digital, therefore it's a very low budget production. Spook Spacey delivers good family values and laughs that will get a 5-year-old or a 95-year-old rolling on the floor laughing. Enjoy.
A 5-year-old or a 95-year-old. I better laugh, okay? With Spook Spacey. I didn't want to say anything, but now that we're in the spooky part of the show, Trooper Sarah's labia kind of look like hot dog buns. Just something I've been thinking about the last couple of days. Like when she was lunging them at us, when she was on that disability rail, and she was like lunging them at the camera. Kind of look like hot dog buns. Sorry if I startled you.
Window, you can jump out the window, tiptoe through the tulips with me. Hey, banana fingers, what's with the ukulele? Grandpa Bones, I'm going to learn to make music for Annabelle so I can sing her songs when she goes to bed. And you need to knock before you enter her room. That is very rude. Well, what do you want me to knock with, Columbo? All I got left is a head. Yes, and too bad there's not a brain in it. Jiminy Cricket, Spook Spacey, don't get me all wound up, especially with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Grandpa Bones, you know nothing makes you more mellow than movie night, right? So let's wake up Annabelle and let's get the movie started. Oh, kissy face. Oh, Pookie butt. It's time to wake up, chicken butt. Time to wake up, chicken butt. I'm going to go make some popcorn and throw it in my mouth and watch fall out my neck hole.
He wants this on your local news, on your local TV station? Insert public domain film here. Ooh, pretty fancy.
Hey, Spook Spacey, I hate to interrupt you while you're doing nothing again. I need you to cough up the family credit card so I can buy some virtual parts for my online racing car. Grandpa Bones, there is no such thing as a family credit card. And how much money do you think you're going to spend on my...
Why is there a tornado in the background? Is that part of...
family credit card? Well, if you're going to be the penny pincher, I suspect you're going to...
Yeah, I'm a member of Antifa, according to Red Stepstacker. He tried to go after my military service, then admitted he didn't know anything about it.
Me, I'll have to get the cheapo, and that digitally modified, virtually engineered intake manifold's going to run me about $2,200. Grandpa Bones, over my live body, will you spend $2,200 on a virtual car part that goes into your game? I want you right now to give me your cell phone, and I'm taking you out to the wilderness to learn about the real world. You can't make me go outside, Spook Spacey. I'll call DCFS on you.
So he's basically supposed to be like this host that you play public domain stuff. That's non-copyright stuff, like scary movies in between this. But he's the host. Kind of like, you remember Tales from the Crypt? Tales of the Crypt? Tales from the Crypt? Your Crypt Keeper or whatever? It would be like him in between, and then the videos would come on.
You can stay home alone this weekend, Grandpa Bones, because me and everything in the refrigerator are going camping. Grandpa Bones, what is with the hat? You know how my skin is sensitive. I don't want to get moonburned. Oh, well, I guess that's a good idea then, Grandpa Bones. Okay, fat boy, it's time to let a real campfire chef make the marshmallows. Grandpa Bones, there is no way that you're touching this stick with the marshmallows. You give me one good reason I can't hold the stick to make the marshmallows at the campfire. Grandpa Bones, you don't have any hands. All right then, Spook Spacey, give me two good reasons I can't hold the stick that cooks the marshmallows at the campfire. Because, Grandpa Bones, because the last time I gave you a pack of matches, you burnt my stone castle to the ground. My stone castle. Oh, sounds like you're going to hold that one above my skull forever then, aren't you, Spook Spacey? Yes, Grandpa Bones. I'm going to hold that above your skull for eternity. I've had it with you, Spook Spacey. I don't need to stand for this. I'm going to go find my own campfire, make my own marshmallows.
I don't understand. We're missing the best part of it. Like, the best part of it would be the movie that was inserted.
Probably get eaten by a bear. Well, Grandpa Bones, it won't be the first time you got eaten by a bear. Good riddance. The marshmallow stick hog. Grandpa Bones, where are you? The camping trip is over. It's time to leave.
He's in the shitter.
I'm in the basement of this little house, Spook Spacey, and I'm not coming out. Grandpa Bones, what are you doing down there? I'm setting up shop, Spook Spacey, trying to find a place to hang this home sweet home sign. You want to live down there? Sometimes you really surprise me, Spook Spacey. What disembodied skeleton head would want to live in the basement of an old creepy abandoned house? Yes, that's true, but... No buts about it, Spook Spacey. I'm happy as a fly on honey. Most likely a fly on a honey wagon. A fly on a honey wagon? What's that? That sounds nice. Don't try to confuse me with your word salads there, Mr.
I don't know if you guys get it or not, but the skull is in a pile of shit.
Smarty Pants. I Grandpa Bones, you cannot live in an outhouse.
Do you even hear yourself, Spook Spacey? You sound absolutely certifiably bananas.
Grandpa Bones, this is not a real house. It's an outhouse.
Then tell me, Frankenstein, what's an outhouse?
It doesn't matter, Grandpa Bones. You'll figure it out.
Excuse me, sir. Are you using this?
Nope, all yours. Go ahead.
Wait, what was that? Ew.
Thank you for your time. Contact information if you're in.
So he was, the whole time he was doing that, he did all the voices. But while he was doing whatever this one is, Spook Spacey, he was dressed like this. In case you're wondering. He was dressed like this.
Interested is as what I gave you, or see the description of this video below to contact me otherwise. All right, mic should be on. 5 by 5.
Amazing.
Comedy to start out the. Let me move this over so I can read your guys' comments as they come in. And good evening, Blue Ski Mom, Michigan Swamp Hopper, Brett S. and Killer Fuzz.
This guy claims, so he used to be a decent-sized YouTuber in the silver collection, like a collectible silver and buying silver and rounds and all that shit, right? That's why his name is Stacker, right? They stack precious metals. And he went by Red. And he claimed that he was at some coin trade show one time, and a retired spy, who's also a best-selling author, talked to him for several hours, took him under his wing, trained him in how to be a super secret squirrel, and sent him out in the world to expose the deep state media.
Others who are not yet chatting in the chat. I did watch and learn about giving away memberships today. We're not going to do it today. We didn't have time to put it all together. But I want you guys to know that it has something to do with interacting with the videos, comments, thumbs up. It's not, if there's a membership given away on any channel on YouTube and you get it, because I just got it from New York Prepper. And maybe I unconsciously commented on a few of his videos. But somehow I got gifted a chat today for New York Prepper. And I don't know if I'm even subscribed to New York Prepper. I probably am. I think I am. Yeah, because he always has those red background with the word alert. Kind of thing. So I think I am. I keep getting it fed to me by the either or how many. Because you go to the laptop. Now, I watched a 2-year-old YouTube video produced by YouTube for this information. I don't know if it's changed. But if you're on a laptop and you go to where it says join and open it up, there's one of the 3 buttons there that says gift, which means that you're willing to accept a free membership if someone buys free memberships and gives them away. So having that button on would make you eligible. Now, I've never done that on New York Prepper's page. Maybe once you turn that gift button on, your gift button is on for every channel. And maybe I have my button on.
No, that's how you give one. That's how, I think he's lying. That's how you gift one. The way to receive one is during the live stream, in the live chat. You turn on opt in to receive, to allow, it's in quotes, it says allow gifts. If you go down here and hit join and click gift sub, you're giving one.
Don't know. So if you have never received a free membership as a gift from any channel, I would highly recommend you go to at least my channel and turn on the gift button, which may
go to the channel's live stream or premiere where membership gifting is enabled. In the live chat, look for the membership gifting option or allow gifts and toggle it on. Click on the membership gifting option or toggle on allow gifts to switch or opt out or opt in.
Activate all of the gift buttons on all the channels because I get a lot of free memberships, but I also feel bad like if I'm on a Patriot channel and I don't thumbs up and I don't comment, even if I just emoji, because I understand that that's 60% of the overall score to will this video be shown to someone else. And a lot of videos that I watch, I believe are very important for the whole world to see. So I do always do that. And maybe that's why I 4 times every 3 months, I get, a free membership. So let's go on to what's next footage while I talk over it. And we're going to talk about this year's camp out.
Oh, God.
I'm opening it to everyone. However,
everybody.
If you are someone who has contributed monetarily to the channel, put in the subject line, we're going to put camp. It's free camping.
By the way, running around like he was some type of big fucking deal or whatever, and then begging for money to get gas to finish his Uber routes. Claims that he's from a super wealthy Democrat family, but they cut him off because he's a Trump supporter.
Camp. If you've never contributed to the channel, just put camp. You're not excluded. But if you have contributed to the channel through any way and means,
what the fuck is this guy doing with an air rifle? Did you guys just see that?
Channel, just put camp.
He's using his phone to shoot a rifle over his back at a target. An air rifle, I think, but still.
Not excluded, but if you have contributed to the channel through any way and means, Venmo, Cash App, Coffee App, you're a subscriber to the channel or a member of the channel,
BB gun.
contributor there. I know you don't want to do that. I know I'm not.
It wasn't loaded. You can't figure it out.
It makes you feel weird to say, hey, I'm a contributor, but I'm asking you to put contributor in there because there's at least five, if not 7 people that I have not identified. I don't know what their username is, and please include your YouTube username and just put a note. I might be interested in the last weekend of July, which I believe is like the 28th, 29th, and 30th. I believe that's it, but it's the last weekend in July, the last 3 days in July. And we're going to have the camp out that weekend. It might even be the...
They just pointed at everybody standing there watching.
26th, 27th, and 28th.
Holy fuck, dude.
In Columbus, Ohio. You're not committing. I'm just getting a general head count right now. It's free camping, Friday through Sunday. It's in Columbus, Ohio. And it's open to everyone on this channel. But I do want to make sure that those people that have contributed to this channel that are new to this
I don't know if he's hit the target yet.
Channel that came from our other more serious channel, that they're not excluded. And I'm trying to identify them because right now they could be in the chat. And I don't know it's them. I don't know it's that guy that sent me $50 every month for the last 3 months. So it's important to me to know who that guy is. Because it's very frustrating having someone's real name, not wanting to use their real name to thank them, and not knowing their YouTube name. And I do not keep names in my phone. If your number is in my phone, your name is your YouTube username. And that comes from the silver community. You never keep addresses. You always throw addresses away.
Yeah.
So in case you get robbed, they don't have a list of other people who collect silver, and then they get robbed. So I don't ever keep addresses, and your phone number is listed as, for a matter of fact, Apple is trying to shove down my throat Killer Fuzz's real name, and is asking me to please click on his name and change the name of the contact. I won't do it. Because if somebody finds my phone and they look at my phone and says Killer Fuzz, it doesn't say, Bill Johnson and then their birth date and all that crap in my phone. Then I got everything on 100 people. So it's a security thing. I did very recently have RUNVS was donated.
What the fuck is this?
Very generously to the channel. And
they had a BB gun shootout at their get together.
I had to ask through the app because he used the Cash App, which I can communicate through. Venmo I can communicate through. Cash App you can't. You can just hit a heart button. You can't even say thank you. So I haven't been able to reach out to those Cash App people and say, hey, what's your username on YouTube? So like next time I know it's you. Because when somebody takes the time to open up that app and donate to the channel, it's not the fact that they gave you $25 or $50 or $5. It's the fact that they took time out of their day to open up the damn app and try and figure out your email address or whatever and put it in there to get you whatever the gift is. It's the thought and the process involved that humbles me as much as the donation itself. So camp.
Dude, I bet you I've lost 90% of my income since I went anti-Trump. It's fucking wild how much money there is for people just to hear you say things that they like.
Because I get like 40 to 100 emails a day that I don't even look at. So camp is in the subject line.
Oh my God, he's trying again. No, it's Lupin, I think.
If you're a contributor, and then if you've been to the camp before, just put the number 3. So for instance, Ross would put camp 3 in the email, or he could text me too. But we're gonna get a head count. We got people that are very excited, that are willing to get on an airplane and fly in again for the 3rd time from the West Coast. And the longer it takes me to figure this out, the more that airplane ticket is gonna cost them. And I'm actually gonna have to rent a car to get there, which I don't mind doing. I'm not even gonna tell you who that is, but they're not in here right now. I'm not identifying anybody, but those are our campers. That is our camp spot, and you are welcome to come. We do have plenty of room. I do anticipate it being a lot of fun. Don't feel
go and live stream it. Tell them I'm a big supporter.
Intimidated if you don't know anybody. None of us knew each other the first year, and everybody hit it off like brothers and sisters, like instantly.
Yeah, because there's 5 old people there, and you had a BB gun shootout.
Excuse me, I have to cough. Let's read what you guys. Camp 3, that's right, Ross.
We could send Q Idiot. Q Idiot's usually pretty good at infiltrating. They don't know what he looks like.
And we got a lot of hays and hellos. So I did.
Plus, he brings a possum and a raccoon with him everywhere he goes. I don't know. It helps ease the tension.
Let's see, what else did I want to add to this? I did do everything. We got this at 19 minutes and 4 seconds, so let's just do another minute and call it a day. Hopefully you guys get a chance to watch my most recent video. I do see, we had last season, we ended every single video consistently would get like 163 views, 161 views, 163 views. Very consistent. We had
this one has 46. Good job.
Although the channel is growing, we did have a guaranteed audience. This year our guaranteed audience is about half of that. So if you guys want to watch those videos, I'm trying really hard to make them more fun without insulting the people that I'm videotaping. That would be great if you want to fall asleep to a playlist.
What is he doing now? What does he do that he doesn't? Remember that time we got it? Yeah, it wasn't actually me. It was all my followers. Got him to sing happy birthday to me.
I don't think you do that anymore. I don't think it's possible with the commercials and the ads.
That was funny.
But anyways, that's everything that we have to tell you. I am looking for a ballpark figure of who's going to be coming this year. And the more the merrier. Look at everybody there. I miss all those people. And I know Ross is feeling it too. It's like, hey, I want to get back with those people. That was a lot of fun. And then remember Ronette's friend popped in, drove all the way from Chicago to see Ronette. All right, y'all. Peace and love worldwide. Live your life before your life lives you. The last weekend in July, the Redheaded Step Family Reunion Part 3. Be there or be square. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. We're talking about going to the Air Force Museum or maybe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, do an outing of some sort at the beginning or the end of the weekend. I'm probably going to travel.
You guys want to put together a get together here in fucking Helene Struck, Unicoi County?
A few days early and drive slowly. Hopefully Tasha Cat will be joining me. I appreciate you all very much. I want you to know.
In between Uber gigs, okay.
Probably one of the best things that's happened in my adult life is some of the people that I'm friends with through YouTube. As crappy of a existing corporation that it is. And I can't wait to see you all. Hopefully we get the numbers and we make it worthwhile. I'd say 10 people show up. I think that's good enough to drive for 12 hours round trip. You all have a beautiful day, but we'll take 30. We'll take 50. Maybe. We got to talk to the host. 7 acres, big property, lots of hooved animals on site, none of which you can ride. Maybe. We got to talk to the host enough to drive for 12 hours round trip. I'd say 10 people show up. I think that's good enough to drive for 12 hours.
10 people.
Round trip. You all have a beautiful day, but we'll take 30.
He's from Kentucky, so yeah, he's traveling a pretty good ways too.
Take 50, maybe. We got to talk to the host. 7 acres, big property, lots of hooved animals on site, none of which you can ride, and bathroom facility available, a very nice bathroom for a garage bathroom. You got 24-hour bathroom service, and there might be a shower in there this year if I remember correctly. We'll see. Peace and love worldwide. Live your life before your life lives you, and y'all keep on smiling.
Let's see what type of content he puts out now.
Don't mess with them Michigan boys.
Yeah, because they can't even fucking load a BB gun. Don't mess with them. You'll be there all day waiting for him to take action. All day.
Take pride in your stack and wear it. Johnson Toe is an American craftsman who can take your favorite coin design and create art that you'd be very proud to wear. And something very special to share. JT Coin Rings. Handcrafts, handmade jewelry. Especially for you. Hello, America. Today we are at Scott Smith's All Animal Expo. Exotic Animal Show. Let's kick it.
This guy, you guys remember Crank Yankers? It was like a puppet show where they like did prank calls or whatever. This guy put together a show like that. He actually had a comedy spot at Second City, which is kind of like SNL or whatever, but like Chicago. Worked out of there. Him and a buddy of his pitched a puppet show to. It was weird though because it had kids involved in it, but it was like adult theme. It was weird. Here we go. Let's see what he's got. It was all Trump, live stream, deep state, QAnon bullshit. Now it's something else.
Lakemore? Oh, that's closer to me.
Right down the street from the Woodman's there.
Oh.
So, yeah. Lavender chocolate. Oh, no, I mean, evil chocolate. No, I don't have anything with I have the email, I don't have the chocolate. What does the email look like? Like this. And you throw charcoal on top of it.
Now we're about to see a lot of fat-tailed geckos. Most of them are just chill. Of course, there are always a couple that are ready to leave. And these animal shows are very short. They're only 5 hours long in consideration of the stress of the animals.
Very short. 5 hours long.
You can take one of these home to your grandma for just $175. Although your mother would call this, get that the hell out of my house! I think they're pythons. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the description. And for 300 beans, you can take home this Mojave Pastel Pied Python. Boy, that's a mouthful. That's an apricot corn snake. Doesn't sound too bad, does it? Ma, can I have? I'm gonna get a pet. It's an apricot. A Mexican black king snake. That really sounds dangerous, doesn't it? That sounds dangerous.
Why? Because it's Mexican and black? Wow, the undertones, bro.
And here's a California king snake. I wonder if this is something that you find in your yard or in your kitchen if you live in the desert of California.
What an amazing hobby you have here, man. This is my first show. Jeez. Is this full-time job?
The Mexican black snake sounds real dangerous. Like it has a super low credit score, huh? What?
May I take one of these? The rest of these all seem to be king snakes also. I'm not going to be able to identify every animal we see today, but I'm trying.
All right, I got to jump ahead. This is killing me. That's corny ass fucking jokes. Roaches? You guys want some roaches? God damn. What the fuck was that animal? I don't know what that was. It was in heat though. I could tell. It was like it was charging at me. Whoa. I thought it was charging at me. I'm sorry.
This little critter is a degu, not to be confused with a dago. It looks like a gerbil to me.
A yak. Water buffalo.
I'm as surprised as you to see that there are turtles that go for $500. The turtle outlives people, so now you got to will this thing to grandkids. That's a lot of thinking. Down here. But wait, that black dog.
I just kind of wanted to see what he's doing. I've never found him funny. I've never, ever, ever, ever found him funny. I know he tries really hard, but I don't think I've laughed at a single thing he's ever done except that one time we tricked him into singing happy birthday to me. That was hilarious because he already hated me at the time. My buddy in a wheelchair. Can you sing happy birthday to him? Anyways, that's Red Stepstacker. He's irrelevant at this point.
Somehow got even worse for the most hated IRL streamer out in Korea. No. Mandatory prison sentence.
In Korea, that's close to Etsuko.
If he's convicted, and considering South Korea has a 99% conviction rate, things aren't looking too hot for him out there. It's safe to say the odds are not in his favor. So he's been a busy guy since the last criminal hearing in South Korea that we flew out to watch. Because it seems like he snapped that night before the trial, and instead of being apologetic and trying to lower his sentence, as you know, he got drunk, he insulted the judge.
Dude, I understand people hate pedos. Like, I get that. I feel you, right? We're on the same page. But I saw a video today of these, like, pedo catchers, and they had a guy on the ground just kicking him in the fucking head. Like, we can agree that's not okay, right? First of all, it's just two guys who claim he did this. We have no fucking proof. They could have got the wrong guy. Second of all, you can't just be kicking people in the fucking head while they're on the ground. What the fuck is going on with that genre of content?
She insulted the prosecution and then showed up over an hour late to his own court case drunk. Then, of course, after that, he taunted the Korean public in a photo op, which he then shouted
Justice. Will Justice.
And stalked other streamers and get new police reports filed against him. Then started streaming himself, prank calling the Korean police for $5 donations. Then to end that day of streaming, he removed his clothes and went out and harassed construction workers before getting arrested. And this is all just in the span of like under 2 weeks. And then on top of that,
holy
he also
shit,
punched the face again. So clearly, a lot of people are starting to get fed up with his antics. But unfortunately for him, the music will inevitably stop as he just keeps on getting hit with new charge after new charge because he has zero idea how to live his life without being a burden to society. And to make things worse for him, as I mentioned earlier, he's got yet another charge. Because over the last couple of years, South Korea has been making laws cracking down on deepfakes, especially the 18+ ones. And Johnny decided to distribute an 18+ deepfake for profit on his stream because he's a moron that will do anything for attention. So according to Article 14.2 in the Korean law, a person who edits, consolidates, or processes a form that can be used as
So he distributed deepfake porn, which is illegal there.
sexual desire or shame, which is the intention of the person's face, body, or voice in the purpose of an anti-sentiment, he is imprisoned for 7 years or fines up to 15 million won. And you have 2, which is editorial, combined product, and price tribute under paragraph, or at the time of editing or the copy of edit in paragraph 1, even if it was not contrary to the intention of the subject, such as this video, an editorial light or replica was reversed against the intention of subjects, such as the video and light. The person is sentenced to imprisonment up to 7 years or fine up to 15 million won. But this is the one that really gets him. A person who commits a sin under paragraph 2 using information and communication network against the intention of the subject, etc., shall be sentenced to more than 3 years of organic imprisonment. Unfortunately for him, he distributed this over his live stream and potentially through his Discord server as well. So if I understand this correctly, if he's convicted, he's looking at a minimum of 3 years in prison just for this charge. And that's without everything else. Then of course, you have the 99% conviction rate in South Korea, which we stated earlier. So it's safe to say that
I've seen it. I've seen people talking about him. I just haven't looked into it. Somebody posted this video.
Smile on his face might be wiped soon. Because unfortunately for him, his entire shtick is to harass and annoy people and be as disrespectful as possible, all for the group of 20, 14-year-olds who thinks he's funny. So essentially, he's alienating any sense of goodwill and leniency that he could possibly get from a judge.
Thank you, Thomas Mullen. I appreciate it. Mr. Thomas Mullen bought you a 6-pack. I appreciate that.
I have never seen anyone in my life play themselves like this person has. It's actually unbelievable at this point. But Johnny, he has a plan to get out of this.
What we're going to do is we talk to, because I have 2 lawyers. I have a public defender and I have a paid lawyer that's helping us with other cases. The public defender said it's a good idea.
I think we covered him once, but he wasn't in Korea then. Wasn't he in Japan at one point?
And that me and Hank are going to go to a psychiatrist
or somewhere else.
The paperwork. We go to a psychiatrist here in Korea and bring him the paperwork of that. And hopefully he said he can help my case because I am diagnosed as bipolar 2 in America. You know,
I don't think being bipolar can get you out of this one. So according to South Korea's Criminal Act, specifically Article 10, this addresses cases involving individuals with mental disorders. It states that if a person due to a mental disorder is unable to make discriminations of their control of their will, they should not be punished. If their abilities were deficient due to the disorder, the punishment should be mitigated. This is really all up to the evidence and evaluation because it's crucial to demonstrate a clear link between an individual's bipolar disorder and the commission of the crime. And then says the court will consider specific circumstances of the case, including the nature of the crime and the degree of which the individual's mental state was affected by their bipolar disorder at the time of the offense. Even if mental illness is considered a mitigating factor,
I think honestly jail would do him good. Like something to scare the fuck out of him. If they sentence him for like 3 years, he gets out in like 3 months, whatever, as long as he's scared about it.
Public safety and the potential recidivism are also important factors that the court must consider when determining an appropriate sentence. So to summarize, it's essential to understand that having bipolar disorder is not an automatic get-out-of-jail-free card in this criminal cases in South Korea. The legal system applies universally, and while mental health can be a factor, it doesn't automatically exempt someone from legal consequences for their actions. And again, like his largest problem is that he has live streamed himself
in Thailand. He got kicked out of Israel.
Extremely consistent, and he's.
I think the last time we talked about him, he got kicked out of Israel.
He stated exactly why he does this.
And a bunch of men, when he was in Japan, showed up to like fuck him up. like to where he was staying, like on his porch.
Why are you being racist to other people in other countries? Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like, for clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a I have no morals. I'm a sociopath. I don't give a at all. Like, period. Like, put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a like, I care about nobody but my self.
It's like, dude, this is going to be really hard to argue in court. But then, of course, people who are around him, they think that he'll be able to leave within a month.
It sounds like within a month, though, you could be out of here. It is a possibility. It is a possibility. I mean, like, if everything goes well with the thing, then it should just kind of be resolved, and you should be able to. You've got your passport still, so right here. Yeah, you should be able to just kind of dip that. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Okay, this guy has to be trolling him, right? There's no way he isn't trolling him with that comment, because from everyone who I've spoken to who understands Korean law, they believe this is basically impossible. There's clearly a lot of pressure for a sentence here, and I don't even think they're finished hitting the guy with criminal charges. And then to make things even worse for him, streaming has become more challenging for him out there because, as I mentioned earlier, he was punched again recently. And then in the same stream, he also had to flee because the other guy who punched him first, I guess, in Korea, found him.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. Go. Oh, that one. No fight. Peace. No fight. Talk. No fight.
Oh, that dude beat his ass, dude. He's screaming, no fight. What a bitch.
Out! I love you. Chingu. Come. Taxi.
So he then ran away and came back to the guy making the documentary on him and told them, hey, we got to get a taxi and run.
You talked to Dagoon? Did he talk to you? No, he wouldn't speak English. He said Korea. I'll tell you, you're going viral. Let's go. One sec. I mean, no, we gotta go taxi now, Alex. That is dangerous. No, you're fine.
Then I guess to make things even worse for him, it now seems like Hank is asking for donations to continue to fund Johnny's life. Because here on Telegram, Hank apparently said, legal fees are very taxing for me. If anyone wants to help out with legal fees, please donate. Also, Johnny has a travel ban. Korea doesn't let him work and doesn't give any support. Johnny's out of money now, and I'm supporting him. There's no choice. He will starve if I don't. Dude, this is the most
Holy fuck, dude.
Inflicted situation ever. It's safe to say things are just really not going their way, and their entire response is essentially this. Like, it's all a front. Like, all of this is just this. I mean, they couldn't be coping harder for the terrible situation that Johnny put them in, all for just a little bit of internet attention and next to no money. And obviously, now he's getting prison time as well. Congratulations, moron. You completely played yourself. But his next trial date is set for April 7th, if I remember correctly. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Although, from what I know, he's just...
That's Tozy. Thank you for the update.
His lawyer asked for an extension on. But I mean, who knows? The guy might turn the trial...
Usha Vance went to Greenland. And apparently they couldn't find people to come out and welcome her. And even a travel agency that they had booked with that said, okay, we'll accept her to come here and do whatever, her appearance, and they can videotape it. They even canceled on her.
Usha Vance, along with her husband, Vice President J.D. Vance, finally made it to Greenland on Friday after a tumultuous week of will they, won't they, what are they...
Oh, yeah, Mondo. That's what the one guy, his whole claim to fame is he shit at Nancy Pelosi's driveway.
Gonna do. The whole thing was a crap show from the beginning. And according to reports, it was actually even worse than we knew. So before I get into that, let me just explain to you what happened this week. Usha Vance, the second lady, came out earlier in the week and announced, hey, I'm going to Greenland. I'm bringing the kids. We're going to do a dog sled race, or at least watch one. We're going to visit the, historical center. It's going to be awesome. And Greenland was pissed. Prime Minister came out and said this is an act of aggression. Usha was bringing with her Mike Waltz, Donald Trump's national security advisor, who's in a lot of hot water these days. And that was supposed to happen Thursday. But then it got canceled. And then it got put back on the books. The kids were not going, but Vice President Vance decided he was going to go. And then the trip was kind of canceled again because instead of going through the country of Greenland or territory, they decided we're actually just going over there to go to a U.S. military base. We're not going to go around the country. Greenland doesn't want us to. We were not actually invited. So they screwed the whole thing from the beginning. But what makes it even funnier is the new information that just came out a day or two ago. And that is that the main reason this thing was canceled was not because the Prime Minister of Greenland said we didn't invite you and we don't want you. It's because the citizens of Greenland told representatives from the U.S. we don't want her here. Usha Vance was humiliated before her plane even touched down in Greenland. So here's what happened. Representatives from the Trump administration were going around the capital of Greenland, stopping people on the street, knocking on people's door to door, asking them, would you be willing to let the second lady of the United States come into your home when she's here? Can we do a little photo tour around houses and acting all chummy with the locals? Every single person that they found, whether they stopped him on the street or they knocked...
Every person that they asked if the second lady of the United States of America could come and do like a recorded piece at their home or with them said no.
On their door of their home, they all said no. We will not do this. We don't want her here. We don't want you to annex our country. Go away. That is the reason they canceled this PR trip, show of aggression, whatever the hell it was supposed to be, is because they finally got the proof from the citizens of Greenland, we don't want you here. Now, that is, of course, a stark contrast to the trip that Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., made just a couple weeks ago, where he claimed that everybody in Greenland loves us. They were all wearing MAGA hats. They love America. They love Trump. They want to be a part of it. But that was all staged, as we learned immediately after that trip. They actually gave those people the MAGA hats to wear, and they kind of corralled them into one small area, making it look like a bigger crowd than it actually was. But even today, they weren't able to do that. They couldn't even find enough people willing to throw on a MAGA hat to pretend to like the United States for 5 seconds. And they have good reason. Because before the trip even happened, Donald Trump told reporters, quote, "We need Greenland for national security and international security. So I think we'll go as far as we have to go. We need Greenland and the world needs us to have Greenland, including Denmark. Denmark has to have us have Greenland. And, we'll see what happens. But if we don't have Greenland, we can't have great international security." My apologies. His train of thought is getting worse to be able to follow. His repetition, which, of course, as many people know, can be a very early warning sign of dementia, is so bad it is almost impossible to read his statements. Every sentence I just read you was just the same thing with the words in a different order. That man's brain clearly is not functioning properly, but
he's a good guy, very good guy. He's one of the best guys, some people say. I wouldn't say that. You guys say that he's a bad guy, but I know that he's a good guy. So he's a good one. Sir, we asked you how the negotiations with Russia were going. He's a good guy.
The big takeaway is he says, we need it, and we'll do whatever we have to do. And the people of Greenland are letting America know, it ain't going to happen. We don't even want you in our country. And the United States does have, as I said, military bases in Greenland.
So now that Trump will not rule out military force to take Greenland, J.D. Vance sits down and says, well, what I think he really means is he wants to declare a war on reality in Greenland. Reality is they want to be part of America. What? That's not at all what he said.
Greenland, that's where Usha and J.D. are right now. But if we don't knock this crap off, we're going to lose our ability to even have those military bases there. So not only are we not going to get Greenland ever, but Trump is making it to where we may lose the little bit of, security presence that we have there right now. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already...
God damn, dude. Laughing stock of the world. Are we great yet?
Trump's new plan is so Orwellian, and this time Orwellian is the right term. It is hard to believe that it is not a parody. Trump has announced a terrifying assault on free speech. The government wants to read your social media, not if you're applying to come to the country, but if you're already here legally. This is not just surveillance. This is a political weapon, and it is happening right now. So here's the latest stunning move. What the Trump administration
Hefty. I told Mom if they knock on our door, she'd come in if she can beat me in a round. I doubt it.
Is a new policy that would force immigrants who are already here legally in the United States, we're talking about people applying for green cards, seeking asylum, people here legally, to hand over their social media accounts to be scrutinized by Trump's administration.
Again, okay, listen. Imagine a world where you live in where our European allies are telling people that potentially travel to the United States for business, pleasure, meetings, whatever, right? To delete their social media apps. Because even if they don't remember saying something mean or sideways or some slick shit about Trump, they are confiscating your phone, plugging it up to a device that pulls your social media history out to see if you've ever said anything bad about our president. And they are holding you and sending you back home. Our allies are advising people traveling to the United States to delete social media off their phones before they get here. You can download it when you get back or when you get here, feet on the ground, out of security, customs, immigration. That's wild, dude. We're the people that say, oh, you think you have free speech? We really have free speech here, right? You don't have free speech there. We really have... And they're having to delete apps off their fucking phone. Because even things that normal people would be like, well, that's not that bad. You said he shouldn't defund research, medical research. Too bad. That's too bad for a medical researcher to come here for an expo. That's wild, dude.
So this is not about border control. This is about punishing dissent. It's the reason I wouldn't go to North Korea or Russia. Now, I know it's plausible that if I went to Russia, I'd be fine. North Korea, I'm not so sure. But my more than a decade of posting and talking about certain regimes makes me cautious about stepping into North Korea or Russia for fear that it might be weaponized against me. That's something many of us say, yes, it happens in North Korea. Yes, it happens in Russia. But what Trump is saying is that...
Yes, it happens in North Korea. This is how I would imagine going to North Korea. They're going to confiscate my phone. And they're going to search and see if I have any plans or I've ever said anything bad about North Korea or if I don't actually believe in their dear leader. Like, North Korea, yes. Russia, yes. The United States?
that it's going to start happening here in the United States. Now, if you ask Trump's team about it, they say, oh, this is all for national security purposes. They cite an executive order called Protecting the United States from Foreign Terrorists. But practically speaking, it is a digital dragnet. It's pulling in tweets and excretions from X, posts, profiles of people who have already passed a background check, who followed the law. And it's important to remind ourselves that this is not new in terms of the hostility to free speech when it's inconvenient. When I have said before, believe people when they tell you what they're going to do. Maybe they'll fail to do it, but believe them when they say this is what I'm going to try to do. Our friend Luke Beasley posted a video today in response to Trump's crackdown on free speech. Does this track record from Trump, remember these clips, does this sound like a guy who respects free speech? Not to me, but you tell me.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. MSNBC, which is a threat to democracy, actually. CNN and MSDNC, they're really corrupt and they're illegal criminals back there. The press, look how many of them. And these newspapers are really no different than a highly paid political operative. It has to be illegal. To get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news, and I don't mind that so much. MSNBC is, I think, probably worse, and they're both doing horribly in the ratings. I think they're going to be turned off. Who you with? Oh, no wonder. That's enough. NBC. I don't want to talk to NBC anymore. I think you're so discredited.
Are you patriotic? Because what is being patriotic if not the First Amendment?
Right. And so can we really be shocked that they are doing this now? Now, of course, civil rights groups are sounding the alarm, warning that this would be extraordinarily chilling when it comes to free expression. Public comments submitted to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services are saying that this is a violation of the First Amendment, and they're not wrong. This is about intimidation. This is not about security. And this is also not happening in isolation, because at the same time, we are hearing that the IRS is reportedly preparing to share private tax data with ICE to try to track certain people down. This is all an unprecedented breach of taxpayer privacy. So,
I'm sure. If you can find that video, email it to me.
The Trump administration isn't just going
I can look it up.
Undocumented immigrants anymore. It's going after legal residents. It's going after visa holders, green card applicants, people who live here and work here and pay taxes here. And they are being told, if you want to stay in this country, we get access to your social media, and that means all of it. This is not about protecting the country. This is about silencing critics. It's about weaponizing immigration policy to suppress political speech. So the war on immigrants is no longer just about walls and deportations. It now includes surveillance and censorship and fear. And the worst part is that if this policy succeeds, it's not going to stop with immigrants. And the natural next step, and I really don't, I'm doing everything I can not to be hyperbolic. And I don't want to skip right to the end. But if we're told this is going to be...
And people like... this is why I don't think like people like Cenk Uygur can exist, right? He's like, well, we can agree with them on, getting money out of this, or stop hiding that, or we can just agree with them on these little things. And when they do the bad things, I can still call them out. Dude, they are questioning people entering the United States, what they think about our president. And if it isn't praise, they're being turned away.
Everything we're doing will be about so-called criminal illegals.
You just couldn't bring your phone at Tsuko.
People who are here illegally, but they've done...
Especially with their ties to the Yakuza. There's no way.
They are accused of a serious crime, have been convicted. That's where it started. Then it went to, well, we're going to go beyond that, and it's just going to be anybody who's here undocumented. And then it's going to go beyond that. It's going to be, well, what if you're here but on a green card, or legally on a visa and awaiting a status change that you've applied for? Now it's expanding to that. The natural progression is that the social media surveillance and crackdowns go beyond that. And the natural next step is going to be non-immigrants, just natural-born Americans. Not trying to be hyperbolic, but trying to be realistic. It continues expanding. Why wouldn't we fear that it will expand further? Let me know what you expect. info@davidpakman.com. Let's take a quick break. So much to talk about today. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got...
This is insane. That's that whole clip, but that's insane, dude. What fucking world are we in? What is happening?
The president said today that we have to have Greenland. By being here today, are you also conveying that message that the U.S. is very serious in its desire to acquire Greenland?
Well, the president said we have to have Greenland, and I think that we do have to be more serious about the security of Greenland. We can't just ignore this place. We can't just ignore the president's desires, but most importantly, we can't ignore what I said earlier, which is the Russian and Chinese encroachment in Greenland. We have to do more. And what the president said in his State of the Union address, and he was very clear about this.
The president has never said anything you just said, because it sounds too much like an adult said it. We're going to take it. And we're going to get it whether they like it or not. We're going to take it from them, and then they'll be part of us. He's never said anything like what you just said.
Is we respect the self-determination of the people of Greenland, but my argument again to them is I think that you'd be a lot better coming under the United States security umbrella than you have been under Denmark's security umbrella, because what Denmark's security umbrella has meant is effectively they pass it all off to brave Americans and hope that we would pick up the tab.
Do you think that Greenland right now doesn't have news that shows them what's going on in the United States and they're fucking terrified? You're not going to talk them into this.
We're simply saying to the people of Greenland, when the president says we've got to have Greenland, he's saying this island is not safe. A lot of people are interested in it. A lot of people are making a play. We know that America cares about the security of this island for the sake of the people of Greenland, but also for the sake of the national security interests of the United States of America. So our message is very simple. Yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope that they choose to partner with the United States because we're the only nation on earth that will respect their sovereignty and respect their security.
Sure.
Security is very much
like you are right now, respecting their sovereignty. We're going to take it, whether they like it or not.
As these brave Americans should.
The president has previously not ruled out military force when he's talking about taking over Greenland, but your rhetoric today is more about encouraging the Greenlandic people to vote for independence. Do you think the rhetoric has changed about that, or what's your message there?
No, I don't think it's changed at all. Look, the president said clearly he doesn't think that military force is going to be necessary, but he absolutely believes that Greenland is an important part of the security, not just of the United States, but of the world, and of course the people of Greenland too. This territory, Greenland, really matters for the security of the United States. It's extremely vulnerable right now, and if the people of Greenland were willing to partner with the United States, and I think that they ultimately will partner with the United States, we can make them much more secure, we can do a lot more protection, and I think they'd fare a lot better economically as well.
The president said today that we have to have...
He'll do everything he can to... He's a bully. That's how he gets things done.
From the Bulwark, JD Vance just completed...
The Bulwark is really growing on me, by the way. I saw him, this guy, on Piers Morgan in a clip.
Ridiculous, farcical, insulting, absurd press conference from the military base in Greenland, since the people of Greenland wouldn't welcome him into their homes. And I want to give you kind of an annotated breakdown of this, focusing at the top on his messaging on Greenland and Denmark, but then I want to get around to what he said about Canada as well at the end. So I've got 2 bites, and we're just going to cut into each of them, and I'll give you my analysis. So let's go to JD in Greenland.
The president said today that we have to have Greenland. By being here today, are you also conveying that
It's the
message
same
that
clip
the
we
US
just watched.
is very serious, and it's...
By the way, I would like to point out, JD Vance did not wear a suit. And I didn't hear him say thank you. I watched this whole press conference, and he didn't say thank you once.
Desire to acquire Greenland?
Well, the president said we have to have Greenland, and I think that we do have to be more serious about the security of Greenland. We can't just ignore this place. We can't just ignore the president's desires. But
okay, first, it's this one of those things where like you can say it simple and it's clear, but that's the kind of thing you say when you understand you're actually being evasive. We both can't ignore this place, but we also can't ignore the president's desires. We don't really want it. We just want a security, we want a partnership. But also the president said we have to have it, and we can't ignore his desire.
We can't ignore the president's desires. Yes, the fuck we can, especially Greenland can.
So not a great start there. Not exactly very clear what you're trying to say. Let's look at the next little bit.
We can't ignore what I said earlier, which is the Russian and Chinese encroachment in Greenland. We have to do more. And what the president said in his State of the Union address, and he was very clear about this, is we respect the self-determination of the people of Greenland. But my argument again to them is I think that you'd be a lot better coming under the United States security umbrella than you have been under Denmark's security umbrella. Because what Denmark's security umbrella has meant is effectively they've passed it all off to brave Americans and hope that we would pick up the tab.
Okay. Denmark is part of NATO and is contributing to NATO's defense. I don't know how many more times I can say this. We are in a military alliance with NATO. All right? North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Greenland's in the North Atlantic, right there in the name. Denmark contributed, I think, spent over 2.5% of its GDP on defense last year, aiming for about 3% this year. They're hitting their targets. They're part of the treaty organization. There are other countries that have military spending. Like, I don't. Why are you just taking random slaps at Denmark? What exactly are they not doing that you want them to do?
And what the fuck have we? What major encroachment of Denmark have we done? Like, have we defended against?
It's clear. It is just like high school bully, spitball spitting at Denmark because she's a pretty girl, I guess. I don't know. Let's keep listening.
We're simply saying to the people of Greenland, when the president says we've got to have Greenland, he's saying this island is not safe. A lot of people are interested in it. A lot of people are making a play. We know that America cares about the security of this island for the sake of the people of Greenland.
What is he even talking about? Right now, the biggest threat to the people of Greenland is you, JD Vance. It's this fucking gringo that just flew to a military base with his national security advisor in their country and started making oblique threats about how he's going to take it over. You're the threat. You're saying the island is not safe. Who is the island not safe from? The island's not safe from you. You're the only person the island's not safe from. Like the Chinese and the Russians. Okay, Russia is bogged down in Ukraine right now. Are you implying that Russia is going to march across Europe all the way to Greenland? Because that is a policy that is at odds with everything that you say about Russia's plans for Ukraine. The Chinese are coming to Greenland. How? How? In what context? Again, we are in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
I think there's much more valid concern with like China coming into third world countries and doing Belt and Road, right? We'll give you money. We'll finance this. We'll build up your infrastructure. We'll give you cell phones. We'll give you asphalt. We'll give you, oil. We'll give you all of this, bring you up closer to a first world country, but you basically owe us loyalty forever. Greenland's not that.
There are, that's the other line from that is like, there are people making a play. Lots of people are making a play for Greenland. Nobody's making a play. You're making a play. What are you talking about? Let's finish this clip.
Our message is very simple. Yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope that they choose to partner with the United States because we're the only nation on earth that will respect their sovereignty and respect their security because their security is very much our security.
You're the only nation on earth trying to take away their sovereignty, right? You're the only nation on earth saying, we're going to take them. We're going to take it. Somebody else is going to do it, but we're going to do it first.
as these brave Americans show.
The U.S. is the only one that will respect their sovereignty. You're not respecting their sovereignty right now. If you're in Greenland, why would you think that the U.S. would be the ones that wouldn't respect would respect their sovereignty? I mean, why would you think that? The Europeans are respecting their sovereignty. Okay. The press conference goes on. I want to play a bit from another clip.
The president has previously not ruled out military force when he's talking about taking over Greenland, but your rhetoric today is more about encouraging the Greenlandic people to vote for independence. Do you think the rhetoric has changed about that, or what's your message there?
No, I don't think it's changed at all. Look, the president said clearly he doesn't think that military force is going to be necessary, but he absolutely believes that Greenland is an important part of the security, not just of the United States, but of the world, and of course the people of Greenland too. It's very simple. I think the president's been very consistent here from his State of the Union, from his inaugural address, and every public statement that he's made. This territory, Greenland, really matters for the security of the United States.
Again, here we are once again with the president has been very clear. Will not be military force, but we might have to. It's like what? There's no clarity. This whole thing is unclear. This whole thing is a farce. Let's go back to the clip.
It's extremely vulnerable right now, and if the people of Greenland were willing to partner with the United States, and I think that they ultimately will partner with the United States, we could make them much more secure, we could do a lot more protection, and I think they'd fare a lot better economically as well. This has to happen.
You think the people of Greenland will ultimately want to partner with you? You guys couldn't find a single person in Greenland to have lunch with your wife. That's why there are military guys behind you. That's a press conference. Because no Greenlanders wanted to have a press conference with you. That was your first try. Your first try was you wanted to have Greenlanders have a press conference with you. You sent little American lackeys across the Atlantic, going door to door, and nobody went.
That is bad.
So here we are.
Dude, that is bad, especially our ally. Like, it's not like he went to the fucking Middle East or something, right? Where they're like, death to America. Imagine going to an ally and not finding anybody that'll meet with the president or vice president or their wives.
I'm not that optimistic about your plan, I guess what I'm saying. 2 more clips.
And the reason it has to happen, I hate to say it, is because our friends in Denmark have not done their job in keeping this area safe. They just haven't done it.
He attacks Denmark again here. And again, no details. What hasn't Denmark done? What is Denmark supposed to do? What do you want Denmark to do? You're just like taking free shots at our allies. People of Denmark fought with us in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Africa. We're in mixed units with Danish soldiers in NATO. What are you talking about? What hasn't Denmark done? Let's listen to the final clip.
It's very simple. For all of our friends in the American media who attack the administration for pointing out the obvious, what is the alternative? To give up the North Atlantic? To give up the Arctic? To China? To Russia? And to other regimes that don't have the best interest of the American people at heart? We have no other option. We need to take a significant position in Greenland to keep the people here safe, but to keep our own country safe too.
What is the alternative? To you co-opting Greenland? To a hostile takeover of Greenland? I got an alternative.
Don't.
How about Greenland stays exactly as they are, as part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization? A country that is part of Denmark, that is included in our shared military obligations that we have with other liberal democracies in the Western world. How about that? That's the other option. Seems like a good option to me. There's no problem with the current option. You've not presented any evidence that there's a problem with the current option. All you're saying is that Donald Trump wants Greenland, and that there's something wrong, which means we have to have it. It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's just as nonsensical as the argument about Canada. Let's play the clip of J.D. Vance talking about Canada.
The tariffs. There's been some retaliation, some signals at least in the media that Canada's going to respond. Some of these others are going to respond to the president's tariffs. What's your message for Americans that are going to see cost increase on auto manufacturing, new cars, that kind of thing? Is it Buy America, or what's the message going forward there?
Well, let me say a couple of things. First of all, for the Canadians, and we have many dear friends in Canada, and of course we love the Canadian people, but the Canadian leadership threatening retaliatory tariffs against the United States, as President Trump often says, they just don't have the cards. There is no way that Canada can win a trade war with the United States.
There it is. Canada doesn't have the cards. What game are we playing with Canada? Well, they need cards. Canada is our northern neighbor. They're an ally. They're a trade partner. It's like, oh, the Canadians don't have the cards. They can't get a trade war.
Basically one of our best trade partners.
Us. You're the one starting the trade war. You're the one calling the ex-prime minister governor and saying that they should be the 51st state. You guys are doing it. You're the aggressors. What do you mean they don't have the cards? What cards? What game are we playing? Like, let's just have free trade between us and our northern neighbor. How about that? Let's not take random swipes at them and try to bully them. What is the point? What are we getting out of that? The only result of this is suffering. Economic suffering, weakening of our alliances, and long-term limiting of American power throughout the world. So there you go. Heck of a job, JD. Looking great in that little sweater there. You're such a military man, JD. Pathetic. Subscribe to the feed. I've got more coming. I'll see you soon.
That is rough,
hey,
dude.
If you want to support the Bulwark,
our fucking allies hate us.
The best way to do it is by becoming a YouTube Bulwark Plus member. The Bulwark is truly independent. We have no corporate overlords. We're not settling any dumb lawsuits with Trump. By joining, you help support our work, and you can get a bunch of perks right here on this platform. Ad-free content, bonus videos, live streams, and some emojis of me, which I guess some people want. So come join, come hang out, become a Bulwark YouTube Plus member, and I'll be seeing you in the comments. So behave.
YouTube wants me to turn on memberships, but I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore, guys. Seems like we're in a bad spot right now. I guess I'm going to keep doing the show and calling it out. I don't know. I know it's like a lot of times it's just like bad news, bad news, bad news. And people get tired of fucking hearing it, but I don't know what else to say. It's bad shit's happening. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Hopefully there'll be some good news we can share soon. I don't know what's coming, what's happening. I can basically do whatever I want with the show now. It's fucking there's it's like before I was like, oh, I got to keep the money coming in. I got to keep it paying for itself. It's fucking bankrupt now. So we can do whatever, but it seems like it's going to be a lot of coverage of bad shit. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you hanging out with me. We'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a good night. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
Check this out if you're still here.
Say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believers? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of
See that growth?
worshiping drums, cocking, begging for a throat.
See that white there? Some on the back too.
He's strapped to the shaft, beating his chest like he's King Kong.
Trying to get the shine off of it.
Make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry. I can quench that thirst.
See that?
Lizard people, alien sex. What's next?
Look out.
Rest fucking Flynn on his
We got a live one here.
climbing up 5G towers, cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
I thought that I've had that strain in the fridge for a long time because it was actually growing out of control. And I thought maybe I had killed it. And then just ignored it for a couple weeks and suddenly it popped up. So there we go. I can't say what it is, but you guys know. Have a good night.
I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat.
You guys bringing tents?
To my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine.
I never stopped with mushroom. I just think you're delusional. I don't know what to say.
The troops, he tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait,
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Stop. Fucking stop.